ready to use the notwithstanding clause.
A notwithstanding clause.
Hey there, friends. Welcome to Politically Canadian. Today, we're diving into the Canadian Constitution, what it is, why it matters, and how it shapes our lives. It's April 26, 2025, and with the election just days away, let's break down this cornerstone of our democracy. Let's get started, eh? So what's the Canadian Constitution? At its core, it's the supreme law of Canada, a set of rules that defines how our country operates. It's not one single document, but a collection of laws, conventions, and traditions. The two big written pieces are the Constitution Act, 1867, which set up Canada as a federation, and the Constitution Act, 1982, which brought us the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. The 1867 Act, originally called the British North America Act, divided powers between federal and provincial governments, like giving Ottawa control over defense and trade, while provinces handle education and healthcare. It's why Saskatchewan, where I'm based, runs its own schools but not the military. Now, let's talk about the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, added in 1982 when Canada patriated its constitution from Britain, meaning we took full control of our laws. The Charter, part of the Constitution Act, 1982, guarantees fundamental rights like freedom of expression, the right to vote, and equality before the law. It's why we can speak our minds or challenge unfair laws in court. But these rights aren't absolute. Section 1 allows reasonable limits if they're justified in a free society. For example, courts have upheld hate speech laws as a balance against equality rights, though some argue this risks overreach. The Charter also protects minority language education rights, but in Quebec, those rights need provincial consent, which hasn't been given yet. Another key part is Section 35 of the Constitution Act, 1982, which recognizes Indigenous and treaty rights, like fishing, hunting, and land claims. Unlike the Charter, Section 35 sits outside it, meaning it's not subject to the same limits, but also lacks the Charter's remedy provisions. There's debate over whether it includes Indigenous self-government. Courts haven't ruled definitively, though the government has recognized this right since 1995. Section 25 ensures charter rights don't diminish Indigenous rights, reflecting Canada's complex history with its First Peoples. It's a living framework, but critics say it doesn't go far enough to address historical injustices. So, how does the Constitution shape Canada today? It's the backbone of our democracy, ensuring checks and balances. The 1867 Act's division of powers keeps federal-provincial tensions alive. Think Alberta's pushback on federal carbon taxes. The Charter has driven social change, like advancing language rights for official minorities and equality for marginalized groups. But it's not perfect. Some, like your comments on our populism video, argue it gives governments too much power to limit rights through Section 1 or override them with the notwithstanding clause, which Quebec has used on language laws. Others say it fails to fully address Indigenous sovereignty or Quebec's distinct status. That's the Canadian Constitution in a nutshell. It's a living document, evolving through court rulings and societal shifts, but it's also a battleground for debates on rights, power, and identity. What do you think? Does it balance freedom and order, or does it need a rethink? Drop your thoughts below. If this helped you understand Canada better, like, share, and subscribe. This is Politically Canadian, keeping it real, eh? See you next time.